Revelation 679. From the 23rd of November 1938. Help in the afterlife only through love. Ignorance greatest obstacle. Teachings in love and patience. Own will. Scriptures. Countless beings would be lost if love did not come to their aid. From the deepest darkness, it is constantly endeavoring to bring up the souls languishing there, and therefore has a wide field of work. Everything that is apostate from God is seized by love in order to bring about the union with God, even if it takes an endless amount of time. This beginning is all the more difficult, because the opposing power also uses everything on its part to prevent the redemption of the soul. But love's success is nevertheless to be hoped for, because the power of love is incomparably stronger than that of hate and enmity. But the souls will have to go through difficult tests of their will, since they have not passed these on earth, and they must now furnish a far more difficult proof of their goodwill in the hereafter. Thus, on the other side again, only the will is decisive and promotes the soul. Recognizing the uselessness of its earthly life, the soul now becomes aware of its task and tries to free itself from its oppressive situation. For all help granted by love, it is infinitely grateful, once it has broken through the deepest night of the spirit. But without love, its striving in the hereafter would be in vain, because it is not able to do anything by its own strength. Where a loving spirit beings meet it, again sent by the love and mercy of God, there an ascent into regions of light is also possible, but only love always causes such, and love will certainly be granted to a willing soul, recognizing and repenting of its situation, because all work in the hereafter is a continued activity in love. But now still often difficulties arise because of the ignorance of the souls in need of redemption. Those who were already spiritually active in earthly life, have a certain school behind them, which taught them the essentials and what is necessary for the salvation of their souls. But those souls are often without the slightest knowledge. They must first have a certain maturity before their situation and their being in relation to the eternal Godhead is at all comprehensible to them. And this ignorance is the biggest obstacle on the way to the light in the hereafter. These souls have to be instructed in love and patience until they make up their mind to fit into the divine order and to do everything that can lead them upwards. And there are now also such differently receptive beings. Often everything offered to them in the way of instructions is brusquely rejected, and love must try in all patience to open up the knowledge of spiritual things to such a soul. Full of compassion, the already more mature souls follow this laborious beginning and likewise look for possibilities to support the intention of the spiritual light beings. The resistance of the souls is often so great that again only the greatest poverty and a desolate situation can have a meaning-changing effect on the soul, and therefore such souls create their state of suffering themselves by their persistent rejection of the truth from the bright heights. But as on earth the same diversity of people can be seen, so it is also in the hereafter. The more willing a being is, the easier it reaches the inner liberation, while the stubborn and overawed worldly wise often let a long time pass before they are ready to accept the wisdom from the heavens. Only the subordination of the will under the divine will brings freedom of spirit. Every such work in the hereafter requires immeasurable patience and therefore finds a valuable support in your spiritual activity, because the souls in the hereafter follow this extraordinary connection from the to earth with great interest, and their thinking is constantly stimulated by it, so that they try to give themselves an explanation and come much closer to truth through it. Every reception is at the same time a help to the ignorant souls who turn to your activity in great numbers and so find the way of recognition sooner. Amen.